What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin. Right now we're sitting at $29,400. We're about flat on the day. Overall market cap is going to be at $566.51 billion. What I want to do today, guys, was start into the block. So I have a few different indicators that I wanted to look at with you and just show you and demonstrate the fight between the bulls and the bears, what's going on behind the scenes right now. And then we're going to get into trading view, and we're going to do a little bit of technical analysis as well. So if you guys get something from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's always appreciated. Let me know what you got going on this weekend, and we'll dig into this. So first of all, guys, when we're into the block here, we're looking at an indicator. It's called the bulls and the bears. So for a bull, it is an address that bought more than 1% of the volume traded in the last 24 hours. A bear is going to be an address that sold more than 1% of the volume traded in the last 24 hours. So these are the big dogs, guys. These are the whales, the people who are really going to be moving the market. If you go about into this indicator and look, that's what they're talking about, people who really move the markets. So right now what you can see is this fight between the bulls and the bears. It's really close, guys. Right now on our 7-day total bulls, we're going to have 106, and for our bears, our 7-day bears, it's going to be 101. So that's demonstrating a really big fight between the bulls and the bears there, and a lot of neutral activity. So guys, you got to be careful with neutral activity, and especially in this space, because whether it be to the upside or downside, many times we'll just consolidate and move sideways for days, and then the moves happen in the matter of 15 minutes and you're up 10% or you're down 10%. So you just have to kind of prepare for these things and really look for levels, really pay attention to those major support and resistance levels. That's what the institutional investors are looking at. You don't want to be, caught in the middle, playing in the middle. You really want to look at those big areas where you can define your risk. So that's going to be the bulls and the bears indicator. And guys, the bulls are winning a little bit here, but overall that is tight. That's going to be a little bit more neutral. The next one I want to get into was social. And what we're going to look at are tweets. So we're going to go into Twitter here, and we're going to look at the sentiment. And right now, 7 days, we have 232,000, almost 233,000 positive tweets. Neutral is going to be 361,000, and then negative is going to be 28,000. So definitely something we want to keep an eye on here, guys. The social risk is getting a little bit higher here. You can see a lot of positivity towards Bitcoin right now, and sometimes we've talked about the canoe, how it can shift. Just like when things get super negative, then sometimes that canoe will flip over, and then it has to go to the other side for a while. So just be cautious right now in these areas. Guys, if you're playing or you're trading on a shorter term time frame, just use those tight stop losses. That's the main thing I can tell you. If you're dollar cost averaging, just continue to stick to what you're doing. It's the main thing, guys. Whenever you have a plan, stick to your plan and don't deviate from your plan. So right now, just a little bit heavier there in terms of the positives, in terms of the sentiment there. The next one I want to go to and just show you the strength of Bitcoin, guys, overall, and what gets me excited about it here. And what we're going to go into is the ownership, and we're going to take a look at by time held. Okay, so for Bitcoin here, guys, if we step back and we really take a look at holders, people 1 year or longer, take a look at this. So if we turn off our cruisers, we turn off our traders, and we zoom in here, this blue line is going to be holders 1 year plus, and what you can see is that it's continuously just moving up. And that's what you want to see, guys. With such a small supply for Bitcoin being at 21 million, that's what you want to see. You want to see those smaller retail people as well buying it up and just holding it and not letting go of it, essentially. If we get into all the ownership stats, another thing I really like about Bitcoin as well, guys, take a look at the retail volume. That's going to be in orange. Right here, 88.87%. Investor volume is going to be in blue here. Then our whales are going to be in green. So it's not like one of those coins like, say, Doge or SHIB, where the big whales own 70% of it. So that's nice in the fact that it just can't get pushed around as easily as some of the smaller coins. It's really becoming established. And if you take a look here, guys, just to give you an example, I think this is really cool holdings distribution matrix. So people hold from 0 to 0.001. You're looking at 23 million addresses. From that 0.001 to 0.01, you're looking at 10 million. From 0.01 to 0.1, that's going to be 7.48 million addresses. From that 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin, you're looking at 3.33 million. And then from 1 to 10 Bitcoin there, guys, 838,000. So if we really fight and try to get to that 0.1 or that 1 Bitcoin, guys, you would be in a group of only about 3.33 million addresses that have as much Bitcoin there. So definitely something just to keep an eye on overall. And while I was looking through these stats as well, it looked like the average time held for Bitcoin was around 4 years. If we take a look at the quick view, so right now, guys, holders making money at the current price, we have 72% in and 25% out. The last time we were looking at this, I believe we got back down to 65. We were up around 75. We had a sell-off. We got back down to 65. Then we got bought up a little bit more. So really watch that 75, guys. Typically when we get to around that 75 to 80, that's when there's some selling pressure as well. So right now it's 72 people currently in profits, 25 out. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. Our exchange signals, our bid and ask volume is going to be neutral right now. Our overall summary is going to be 2 bearish, 4 neutral, and 1 bullish. And then our overall total exchange inflows is going to be 4.55 billion, and then total exchange outflows is going to be 3.71 billion. So a little bit more here with the exchange inflows, and sometimes that can mean that people are selling their coins. So just something to keep an eye on here, guys. Just want to dig behind the scenes here, and if you do like that, put into the block. We'll continue to throw that in with our technical analysis, because also, guys, you know, I'm a big technical guy here, but a lot of technicals really haven't been holding up here, and that's part of the game. Sometimes technical analysis is going to work great, and other times you're going to have a lot of false signals, you know, just not reliable signals that you typically would have. So definitely something to keep an eye on. I want to look behind the scenes as well, along with technical analysis. So when we're taking a look at this, this is going to be Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. Main things I want to look at here, guys, like we talked about, support and resistance. So I'm turning on my Lux Algo order block detector, and right here we can see this large order block right up in this range, and this is going to be from roughly about $30,000 up to $32,000. And what you can see here, guys, is that we're retesting that area now. So we need about $27,000 to hold. That's going to be our higher low. We need this area to hold here if we're going to go up, try to challenge, get through this previous high of 31,000 and this big order block here, guys. If we do get through this, we need it to come on heavy volume. And in my opinion, guys, if we can really seriously crack through this with a nice strong bullish candlestick close up above this, that may give us a shot up to about that $35,000 or even higher. So there may be some short-term trading opportunities if we can push higher into this range. But for me, guys, this is a dangerous area right now, because what you can see is we had our largest volume when we pushed up here, then we pushed up again here, and this was on less volume, and now we're pushing up again, and this has been on less volume. So what you can do here, we can draw a trend line right here, guys, and you can see as price has been pushing up, our volume's been going down. So I wouldn't really want to get caught up in this range, guys. I'm still waiting for one of those big days when we get one of those really nice scare days, drawdowns, and then I'm going to be looking for more opportunities. But right now, just for Bitcoin, I'm really sitting back. I'm being patient. I'm not afraid to trade it on the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame if I see an opportunity. But in terms of that larger swing trade or position trade, I'm still not there for Bitcoin yet, guys. And that's just how I feel on the market. I want to sit back. I want to be patient. I really want to wait for a great opportunity. So if we take a look on the daily here, we're going to get into some of our indicators as well. Our relative strength is going to be at 56, so it is nice to see it up above that 50 line. That's something that you do want to see, guys, that strength. And many times people use the relative strength, the 30 as oversold, 70 overbought, but many times, guys, one of the best ways to use it is looking at that 50 line. And if you cross above the 50 and you're showing that strength, many times that's, if you're in a trade, you want to stay in that trade, and that can just show you that you do have that strength. Once you cross down below, many times it's time to sell out of your position. And you can just see back in this range here, guys, when we crossed up above here, we crossed up above this 50 line, and we got a really nice move through there. Back over this area here, we crossed through our 50. That was this candle right here, and we still had some nice follow through. We stayed up above the 50 until we had this sell right in this range. So that even in itself would be a nice trade. So just really paying attention to the relative strength. Also, the MACD can give you some good direction as well. We have not had a positive cross back to the upside yet. We're at a negative 47. Main support areas on our algo order block detector here are going to be at 24,000 up to about 25,000. Then the next main area that we would have is that 18,000 up to about 19,000. If we turn on our moving averages, we are trading up above our 200-day moving average, up above our 50 and our 30-day here. So if Bitcoin wants to keep going, guys, it definitely can. I would just be aware of some of these things, like the decreasing volume that we've had, this big order block coming up into this overhead resistance. Right now we are trading off the low. See where we're at right here, guys. We're up about 90% right now. So we obviously know that Bitcoin can do days like this over here. This was in about a week. We went down 43%, guys. If we had something similar to that, 43% could take us roughly almost all the way back to the low. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but these are the things we have to be prepared for, because if I see something like this happen down into those levels, that could that could present a great buying opportunity for something that you hold for a longer term play. So, guys, just be careful in this range right now. That's the main thing I can tell you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you like this information. I hope to get some altcoin information out soon as well. God bless you all. Take care.